Hello everyone, this is Miss Deb here, and today I'm going to read a book called Iggy, Peck, Architect. So this is all about a little boy who was so passionate about building that he solved so many real problems in life. It's a fun book. Just go along with me. So this is a very good illustration, and there's Iggy Peck when he was really small, and you need all these tools to make an architectural design before you start building. Young Iggy Peck is an architect and has been since he was 2, when he built a great tower in only an hour with nothing but diapers and glue. Can you see all those diapers? That's awesome. Good gracious, Ignatius, his mother exclaimed. That's the coolest thing I've ever seen. But her smile faded fast as a light wind blew past, and she realized those diapers weren't clean. Ooh, can you see all those dirty diapers? Ignatius, my son, what on earth have you done? That's disgusting and nasty. It stinks. So he got diapers, he got glue. He also looked at the picture book where there's a Leaning Tower of Pisa, and that's what I think he was trying to make. Look at the cat sniffing on the dirty diapers. And look, he built other towers too with the blocks. There's another one. I think he tried to make Tower of London. What do you think this one is? I'll let you guess. But Iggy was gone. He was out on the lawn, using dirt clouds to build a great sphinx. Look at the great sphinx he made. It's huge. And look at his neighbors. Do you think they're happy with the big sphinx he built with dirt? When Iggy was 3, his parents could see his unusual passion would stay. He built churches and chapels from peaches and apples. Oh, these are peaches and these are apples. And he trying to build churches and chapels. And temples from modeling clay. So he was very passionate. And look at all the chairs, the beautiful chairs you'll see. See, this is a very cool chair that he's on. There will be other chair designs over here too. If you want to make some, you can do that. Look at that cool chair. And look what he built. Iggy Pop built. At dinner one night, to his father's delight, Iggy got a bright gleam in his eye, and out on the porch built the St. Louis Arch from pancakes and coconut pie. Wow, these are all pancakes. And look at the kitty cat. What do you think his dinner looks like? It looks like a miniature arch too. Awesome. Dear Ig had it made until 2nd grade, when his teacher was Miss Lila Greer. On the very first day, she had this to say: "Do not talk of buildings in here. Gothic or Romanesque, I couldn't care less about buildings ancient or new." She said in her lecture about architecture that it had no place in grade 2. So look, she's throwing away all the books on architecture, like modern, Gothic, Romanesque. This is another book on architecture. So these are all architectural styles. But look what Iggy is doing at the back of the classroom. He is busy building another castle type building. And what do you think he is using? We'll find out later in the book. He's using something that you can find every classroom. The rest of the students are all attentively watching what Miss Greer was doing. That might seem severe, but she was sincere. From when she was no more than 7, she had a great fright at a dizzying height, in a building so tall it scraped heaven. On an architect's tour of 95th floor, young Lila got lost from the group because she was so busy looking at other buildings that she got lost. And on the 95th floor, look at this awesome multi-storied building architecture. Which city do you think this one is? Also this one. This one looks like a different city. That one looks like a different city because they have very, very important architecture that's easily recognizable. There's another one over here. That looks like the tallest one. She was found 2 days later in a stuck elevator, eating cheese with the French circus troupe. After that day, it's quite safe to say, she thought all building lovers were nuts. As a teacher, she taught that above all, one ought to avoid them. No ifs, ands, or buts. Because she got such a big fright when she was young. She got lost in a tall building and it got a real scare, fear in her heart about tall buildings. As you might guess, it would cause Iggy stress to hear such terrible talk. But he didn't hear. He sat in the rear while building a castle of chalk. See? All the chalk boxes over here. So he took out all the chalks and he built this huge castle. This is actually a castle in Germany. And this is what the Disneyland castles are based on. You, Iggy Peck, your desk is a wreck. Tear down that castle right now. You will not build in here. Is that perfectly clear? Do you need to see Principal Howe? That's what Miss Greer was saying to him. No, ma'am, Iggy said. He lowered his head, and his heart sank down to the floor. With no chance to build, his interest was killed. Now, second grade was such a bore. After 12 long days that passed in a haze of reading, writing, arithmetic, Miss Greer took the class to Blue River Pass for a hike and an old-fashioned picnic. See, all the kids are loving it because they're going outdoors to have a picnic. But look at Iggy. He is so sad because for 12 days he did not get to build anything. They crossed an old trestle to a small island nestled in the heart of a bubbling stream. But they no sooner passed than the footbridge collapsed and Miss Lila Greer started to scream. We are trapped here. Oh my, Alice, kids, goodbye. Her eyeballs rolled back in her head. She drooped to the ground with a vague groaning sound. Luckily, fainted, not dead. See, the bridge has collapsed when they all passed and they were isolated and trapped on a small island. There it is. The class was amazed. They stood there quite dazed, uncertain of what they should do. But one bright young man was off hatching a plan, which started with Miss Lila's shoe. See, one child is pulling up Miss Lila's shoe. Soon each lad and lass there at the Blue River Pass was working together as one. So these guys were bringing in a branch, the small twigs. This guy is taking off his shoe. And here's Iggy planning out how to make a bridge on the sand. And the bird's watching too. And he is collecting all the shoes from other little boys and girls. And what do you think they're doing with the shoe? And what is this little girl doing? Do you think she's helping with planning or building the bridge? I'm not sure. Guess what is she doing? And look at these other kiddos. They're tying up all the shoelaces from all the shoes to create something big and long. So everybody is helping, except for a few kids, I suppose, and Miss Greer, who had painted already. And when she came to, Miss Lila Greer knew that something quite brave had been done. She looked in the air and saw hanging there a structure with cables and braces. And on the far side, beaming with pride, were 17 smiling young faces. Look at that bridge the kids have created. Wow. Boots, tree roots, and strings, fruit roll-ups and things. Oh, that girl was taking out fruit roll-ups from the lunch basket. That's what she was doing. Some of which one should not mention were stretched ridge to ridge in a glorious bridge, dangling from shoestring suspension. So they used all the shoestrings to make it a suspension bridge. And there are twigs and all kinds of things they found in the nature. And there's also things that they found in the nature. And look at here are the fruit roll-ups. So they stretched them out and they made something. And they tied those things with fruit roll-ups too. Look at over here. So they were ingenious. And that was all Iggy's design. It all became clear to Miss Lila Greer as she crossed that bridge over the stream. There are worse things to do when you're in grade 2 than to spend your time building a dream. So she realized this is actually the Golden Gate Bridge. She's thinking she's walking on that. So it says it is 746 feet high. It was opened in 1937 and 4,200 feet. Oh wow! So they measured it, how wide it is, you know. And Golden Gate Bridge is actually in San Francisco, and it kind of goes over a channel of sea. You can see, if you've ever been there, you'll be able to see the sea underneath. Now, every week at Blue River Creek Elementary in 2nd grade, all the school kids can hear, along with Miss Greer, how the world's greatest buildings were made. So she came around. She now started talking about all the great buildings. She got over her fear. The weekly guest speaker in t-shirt and sneakers talks of buildings from Rome to Quebec. Of course, he's the guy who builds towers from pie, that brilliant young man, Iggy Peck. Wow, he became a famous architect. So here it is. He talks about all the famous buildings of the world. This is the castle in Germany. It was built in 1868 and it took about 20 years or so. And it was built till 86. It finished in 86. This one is not that tall. It says that over here. It was built in BC, like between 450 to 424 BC. That's the Colosseum in Italy. It was built in 72 to 82 AD, so it took about 10 years to build that. This is the Leaning Tower of Pisa, and there is, I think this is St. Peter's Church, or I'm not sure, all churches kind of look same to me. It's some kind of a cathedral here. It was built in 1675 to, I can't see really, 1710 maybe? Yep. Oh wow, that's a tall building. So this was 102 stories high. That's tall. And this is 1,250 feet tall. And it was built in 1931. I think it's the Empire State Building. And look at this, there's a pyramid here. It was built in 2550 BC to 2470 BC. That's the oldest of all these buildings. That's really, really old. And there's another one that's pretty old. That's the Stonehenge. Was built in 2000 BC. Okay, so over here, no, I think Stonehenge is, no, this one is older. Now this is the Sydney Opera House. It looks an awesome looking building. It was built in 1957 to 1973. So if you're designing your own building, go check out some famous architects of the world. And there are some really fun buildings that have not been shown in this book, but I'm sure you can find some and create your own. Bye for now.